Ambassador Gutman is recognized for his incredible energy and enthusiasm for fostering U.S. and Belgian relations. And during his 4 years here in Belgium, he's worked tirelessly to help Belgians better understand the United States and vice versa. So without further introduction, I don't think it's necessary to this audience. I have the pleasure of introducing Ambassador Howard Gutman. Thank you.
Good morning. It's wonderful to see all of you this morning. Welcome to my home, which is actually America's home here in Belgium. It's my home just for a little longer, but it'll be America's home here in Belgium for a lot longer. And it's a fabulous event to welcome all of you here. We have had a couple of these in the last few years. And truth be told, it is the job of SelectUSA to go to many countries. And regardless of the country, you just change the name. It's their job to try to convince people to invest in the United States. But if you understand Belgium and the United States, if you understand our relationship, if you understand where we are today, there is no place that message should be stronger. There is no audience for whom that message should be more poignant than in Belgium right now. And the good news is, I've always been honest with Belgium. Belgium's always been honest with the United States. And so we haven't just said that message repeatedly in 2005, and 2007, and 2009. We've instead watched our relationship evolve. So if you were a Belgian business in 2005 thinking about investing in the United States, and you came to me as an outside consultant, I probably would say not exactly the right time. In 2005, American leadership popularity in Belgium hit 8%. Anti-American leadership views in Belgium hit 65%. So it wasn't really a time when Americans were coming to Belgium and wearing their New York Yankees or Boston Red Sox t-shirts. It wasn't the time that expats here were saying, I'm from America, or American companies here were talking about their American roots. And it wasn't really the time, whether you were in Kortrijk or Dinant, that you'd say to your neighbors, I'm expanding to the United States. In fact, it was a time when Colin Powell, Louis Michel weren't talking to each other. That was, let's say, 2005. Let's see where we went. 2009. 2009, when I first got here, was it a fabulous time to come and tell you, you need to invest in the United States? If you're doing business, expand, and if you're not, you need to invest. In 2009, together, we were both reeling in a financial crisis. People were waking up in America, sort of like in Belgium in 2008 and 2009, and they were checking the headlines to see which bank might default that day, so you could get to the bank and move your money from one bank to the other. So I didn't come in 2009 and say, here's my message, come invest in the United States. We were talking in 2009 that we had to solve this crisis together, that we had to lift the boat, that we had to stop the bleeding. And so the messages were not about SelectUSA. Now let's see where it's gone, and as we've all seen together. Well, the US, like Europe, had a financial crisis. Largely that got solved, in my view, in a year. We've had a little bit of a political stalemate that keeps the skies a little gray, never turning too blue. But really, the results in the United States have been outstanding. We've had private sector jobs created more than 33 months in a row. Our unemployment, which hit 10.2%, is down to 7.7%. The economy is growing. And also we solved our problems. We really had three problems that was causing the economic crisis. First, we had lax financial regulation. Europe and America had lax financial regulation. That took a year for Europe and America to solve, 2009, 2010. There is no lax financial regulations. Second, those lax financial regulations had led to valuations in real estate and in some businesses to be unrealistic. We had to go through the hard times. We all see now the pain in Ford Genk, but Ford America cut 22% in that period. We had to go through the hard times. We went through the hard times. We've come out the other side. There's still more work to be done, by the way. No one's sitting here in Belgium saying it's an all clear sign, but it's going terrifically. And the third problem was really the most fundamental and structural problem the United States had. We had real difficulty with energy costs. We were borrowing $800 million a day to buy fossil fuels from places that were not always our best friends, and we were not investing in new markets that could drive the economy. But that's been solved as well. We have cured not cured, but we're well on our way to curing our energy problems. Energy is a huge strength of the United States, and therefore manufacturing is growing and growing and growing. So with those three problems behind us, we began to look. And then when Belgians were asking me in 2010 and 2011, should they invest in the United States? What should they buy? I used to answer when they said, what should they buy in the United States? I said, the entire state of Florida. Because we were on sale. We were on sale, businesses were on sale, real estate was on sale, our money was on sale, and our pocketbooks were on sale, and our economy was recovering. Now, I gotta tell you, we're less on sale today, but our economy is hotter than ever. And so let's look at who should be there. If you're doing retail, and you've got 300 million Americans with an increasing economy where real estate prices are going up, can you afford not to be there? And if you're doing manufacturing, the costs of energy now between Europe and some other places in the United States, we're approaching about 25% costs of energy. So the manufacture of the United States is coming back as a strong manufacturing place. And without getting ahead of ourselves, if we negotiate a free trade agreement, who knows where that could lead. So this is the time to seriously consider expanding your operations there. If you were in finance, if you were in service, the business will follow. If you're in retail, how can you not be there? And if you're manufacturing, how not to be there? And then I've worked hard as part of the expanding the U.S. economy to try to also increase U.S. exports. And so from that, I've tried to attract U.S. franchises and chains to Belgium. These are win-wins. We lift that boat together. And in doing that, I've also learned the labor costs. And so I've come up with my own econometrics. I loved when the Big Mac was the unit of what things cost around the world, because a Big Mac is a Big Mac is a Big Mac. Well, for me, to understand labor costs and the troubles I was having bringing more than the Hard Rock Cafe to Belgium, we went out to figure out the labor costs. And the most universal unit of labor I could figure out was a Starbucks barista, 1 hour of working in a Starbucks. That is the same in California and in China and in Europe. And for that 1 hour of labor all in for that barista, in the United States, it costs between $7 and $10 an hour. In the UK, 12 euros an hour. In the Netherlands, 15 euros an hour. And in Belgium, 24 euros an hour. So the US market you will find is fabulous. Now that doesn't mean you abandon Belgium. If you're doing logistics, if you're doing high human capital investments, low energy investments, if you're in pharma, if you're in technology, Belgium is fabulous, and that economy needs to rise because we all rise together. But it means if you're in Belgium, you've got to also be in the United States. The embassy is here to help you. Obviously, SelectUSA is here to help you. The embassy is here to help you. We will always have our commercial service, Carl and Ira and others are here today. We will be having this summer a rather significant transition. I'll be done by the end of July. I will be here, I've been here 4 full years, the third longest in over 100 years. It used to be before World War I, ambassadors would come and then kind of get lost for 8 years or something in the 1800s, so no one would know. Here, the White House tends to find you. But I will have made 4 years, which is the third longest serving, and we've cherished every day. The good news is, I'm not going to go back to practice law, and I'm not going to be a diplomat, so I'll be doing hopefully, business between Belgium and the United States. Some Belgian companies have already called asking about boards or consulting, and same with the US, so I should be back and forth, just not getting to live in this house. My deputy also leaves this year. We just lost the head of our commercial service. But knowing the Obama administration, starting in September, we will have a strong team back in place, and we have really strong members of the commercial service who have been here for a very long time, and SelectUSA. And certainly through July 23rd and anything in an official capacity, we're here to help as well. So thanks so much. Have a fabulous day. I'm going to be a little in and out. I've got a meeting with Lockheed Martin, that's business in Belgium and the United States, and some others. But I'll be here in and out. I know they have a terrific lunch for you. I want to thank the commercial service. I want to thank Reg for doing this and his leadership, and also the Council of American States in Europe. They've been fabulous. Whether I have been selling seafood at seafood shows, or you do lots of things as ambassadors, posing with crab, that's one of the things that I do. And then lastly, I realize Marcel's here. For the last 4 years, I've worked with Marcel as closely as anybody in Belgium. Marcel and I have been as close as anybody in Belgium, and the AmCham does just a fabulous job. So when you consider coming to the U.S., expanding to the U.S., consider as well working through AmCham. Thanks so much. Have a terrific conference, and I'll be around.